What if I told you XRP could hit $8 just by capturing a slice of the crypto market pie? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, I stumbled onto some new data that left me both excited and skeptical. And today I'm taking you on that journey with me. I was chatting in our free Discord. Yes, link in the description, totally free to join. When someone asked, could XRP really reach $8 if it grabbed a bigger chunk of the market? That question sent me down a late-night rabbit hole. I started digging through charts and old forum posts like a detective hunting for clues. The more I uncovered, the more it blew my mind. This wasn't just another random price guess. There was actually a story behind that number. So, picture this. It's early October, and the whole crypto market is roaring at an all-time high of around $4.27 trillion. Everyone's celebrating new peaks. But then, seemingly out of nowhere, October 10th hits, and boom, a massive crash across the board. You know that uneasy feeling when you refresh your portfolio and everything's bleeding red? That was one of those days. By mid-November, even after a couple of hopeful bounces, the total market cap struggled to stay above $3.9 trillion and eventually slid down to about $3.22 trillion. In plain English, over $1 trillion of value vanished in weeks. As an XRP holder, watching this was like an emotional rollercoaster. XRP's price got hit hard, along with everything else. In just over a month, XRP's market cap fell from roughly $177 billion to about $137 billion. That's a loss of nearly $40 billion. Ouch. But here's the crazy part. Even after all that, XRP's market dominance, its share of the total crypto pie, barely budged. On October 6th, XRP made up about 4.28% of the entire market. Today, it's around 4.25%. Essentially, XRP shrank in dollar value, but so did almost every other coin, so XRP's slice of the pie stayed almost the same. Kind of wild, isn't it? It's like the whole party deflated, but everyone kept their relative seats at the table. Now back to that $8 question. Where on earth did that come from? To find out, I had to look at XRP's market share history. Turns out XRP has been a much bigger fish in the crypto pond before. Way bigger. In fact, at one point in early 2017, XRP held about 31% of the entire crypto market. Yes, almost a third. That absolutely blew my mind. Granted, the crypto market was much smaller back then. XRP's market cap was just $15 billion at that dominance because the whole pie was tiny compared to today. But still, 31% dominance was XRP playing in the big leagues, second only to Bitcoin, if not briefly the top altcoin. If you were around in 2017, you might recall XRP shocking everyone and briefly dethroning Ethereum for the number 2 spot. It was a crazy time. These days, Ethereum's dominance is about 11.8%, roughly 3 times XRP's current share. Some analysts are even whispering that XRP could overtake Ethereum again in the coming cycles. That's a bold claim, I know, but it sets the stage. If XRP ever grew to claim, say, 15% of the total crypto market, what would that look like? Is $8 on the horizon or just a fantasy? All right, so let's crunch the numbers. Right now, the entire crypto market is roughly $3.22 trillion. If XRP somehow captured 15% of that pie, its market cap would shoot up to about $483 billion. For context, that would be a new all-time high for XRP's valuation, far above its previous peaks. Now, XRP currently has around 60 billion tokens circulating. Do the math, and a $483 billion valuation works out to roughly an $8 price per XRP. Give or take a few cents, that's about a 252% increase from the price I last checked, around $2.27. Hearing 252% increase probably makes any investor's ears perk up, right? It definitely got my attention. But before we all start daydreaming of luxury cars or quitting our day jobs at $8, let's put this in perspective. A 15% market share for XRP is huge. It means XRP would be firmly the number 2 crypto, potentially even challenging Bitcoin's dominance depending on how big the whole market gets. To get there, XRP's market cap would need to more than triple from where it is now, outrunning almost every other project. That's a tall order. Not impossible, After all, we've seen crazier things in crypto, but definitely ambitious. Now here's where the plot thickens. The idea of XRP at 15% didn't just randomly pop into my head, it's out there in the cryptoverse. There are actual analysts and traders talking about this. One well-known XRP chart guru, goes by Dark Defender, believes we might see an Elliott wave pattern push XRP up to that approximately $8 mark. And another influencer, Cobb, flat out said there's no reason XRP won't hit $8 by year-end. Year-end is almost here, by the way, so if Cobb's right, things would have to heat up fast. Do I think that's realistic? I'll get to my take in a second, but hearing those claims definitely made me raise an eyebrow and double-check my own analysis. Before I go any further, and especially before anyone goes all in on XRP because of some price target, let me drop a reality check. This might shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, and you could lose all the money you invest. Always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. Your investments are entirely your responsibility, and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Alright, glad we got that out of the way. I know, not the juiciest part of the story, but super important. We have to stay grounded and safe in this wild crypto space. Speaking of staying safe, one thing I've learned over the years is never rely on just one exchange. Exchanges can go down, get hacked, freeze withdrawals, you name it. If you were around during those crazy bull runs, you might remember how some big platforms would crash or lock up right when you needed them most. It's like Murphy's Law. That's why I have a personal rule. I sign up, KYC, and test out as many exchanges as I can ahead of time. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. You get the idea. This way, if one exchange has an issue, I've got backups ready. You never know when you'll urgently need to access an exchange or snag a trading opportunity. All my exchange affiliate links are on my website, linked in the description. And yes, each one is an affiliate link that supports the channel. For example, I've partnered up with Kraken, and they've been awesome to work with. Right now, there's a limited time offer for our community. If you sign up with my Kraken affiliate link on our website and trade $100 worth of any crypto, not counting stablecoins, Kraken will reward you with $25 in XRP. It's basically free XRP just for doing some trading you might do anyway. You do need to complete that $100 in trades within 30 days. And of course, terms and conditions apply. Details are on Kraken's site, which you can access via my link. But if you ask me, it's a pretty sweet way to stack some extra XRP and get another exchange account set up as a backup. Remember, that Kraken link is an affiliate link, so using it helps support the channel. It's a win-win. Having multiple exchanges is smart. But here's an even bigger safety tip. Don't leave large amounts of your crypto sitting on any exchange longer than necessary. I say this all the time, but it bears repeating. If you don't hold the keys, you don't truly own the coins. Exchanges are convenient, but they're essentially hot wallets entrusted to someone else. If an exchange gets hacked or suddenly freezes withdrawals, knock on wood, your funds could be stuck in limbo. That's the last thing you want as an investor. Personally, I store the bulk of my crypto in cold storage, basically offline hardware wallets. My go-to is Ledger. It's a little device, like a fancy USB stick, that keeps your private keys offline and safe from online threats. Using a ledger gives me serious peace of mind, especially for holdings like XRP that I plan to sit on until those big price targets, maybe even $8, who knows. If you're considering a hardware wallet, here's a pro tip. Buy it directly from the manufacturer's official website. There are fake devices floating around on third-party sites, and you do not want to risk getting one of those. I've got a link on my website that goes straight to Ledger's official store. It is an affiliate link, so it helps support the channel, and it ensures you're getting a genuine product. Security? First, always. Okay, let's circle back to XRP and that golden 15% scenario. We've laid out that if XRP grabs 15% of the crypto market, theoretically it hits around $8 a coin. Now, as an XRP holder, the thought of $8 is thrilling. It's the kind of number that makes you daydream a bit, maybe about finally taking that dream vacation or the stack of bills you could pay off. But let's temper that with reality. How likely is it? And what would need to happen for XRP to capture 15% of the entire crypto market? For XRP to jump from roughly 4% dominance to 15%, a few things likely need to line up. First off, the overall market would probably have to be in a roaring bull run. I'm talking new highs, FOMO, everywhere. Altcoins exploding left and right. In that scenario, XRP could surge massively in price, especially if there's some unique catalyst. XRP actually has some catalysts in its corner. Remember that big legal battle with the SEC? Well, now XRP has much clearer regulatory standing in the US than a lot of other coins. That clarity means big institutions or payment companies might feel more comfortable using XRP without fearing legal trouble. If, say, major banks or remittance firms start integrating XRP for cross-border payments in a big way, that could drive demand and hype through the roof. Another factor is the competition. For XRP to reach 15%, it probably needs to outpace Ethereum and basically every other altcoin for a stretch. Could that happen? It's a tough nut to crack because Ethereum, love it or hate it, has a huge ecosystem. DeFi, NFTs, smart contracts, you name it. But Ethereum is also facing challenges, scaling issues, high fees at times, and growing competition from other layer ones. If Ethereum stumbles or just grows more slowly, and XRP simultaneously has its moment, a sort of flippening isn't impossible. There's also the scenario where the total crypto market cap grows so large, imagine a $10 trillion market, that multiple coins can have gigantic market caps. In that case, XRP wouldn't necessarily need others to shrink. It could grow alongside them and still end up at 15% just because the pie got huge. 15% of a $10 trillion market is $1.5 trillion, which would be $25 per XRP with current supply, by the way. Not saying that's happening tomorrow, but fun to think about. Let's talk timing. Some folks, like that analyst Cobb, think $8 by the end of this year is in the cards. Honestly, looking at the calendar, we only have a few weeks left in the year. That would take a near miraculous rally. Crypto can move at ludicrous speed, yes, but a 3x or 4x in such a short time without some earth-shattering catalyst. That's hard to imagine. I'm not saying it's completely impossible, because hey, this is crypto, never say never. But I wouldn't count on that timeline. If it happens, I will happily be wrong and celebrate with all of you. If not, no biggie. It doesn't mean $8 is off the table. It might just mean we need to be patient. Looking further out, could XRP hit $8 sometime next year or the year after? I think it's within the realm of possibility. If the next bull cycle really kicks into high gear, a 250% gain for a top altcoin isn't unheard of. We've seen coins like Ether do far more in past runs. For XRP, it will come down to adoption and narrative. It already has a strong community. Shout out to the XRP army watching this. You guys are awesome. And narratives are powerful in crypto. XRP is the future of banking. XRP will be used in every international money transfer. If those catch on during a hype cycle, watch out. Lots of new investors could FOMO in, pumping the price. But let's also consider the flip side. There's no guarantee XRP will reclaim that kind of market share. Back in 2017, there were fewer major players. Now the crypto world is much more diverse. We have DeFi, gaming tokens, metaverse projects, dozens of layer 1 blockchains, all vying for attention and investment. XRP is no longer the new hot thing it was in 2017. It's more like a steady veteran. And while being a veteran is good, battle-tested, trusted by many, the spotlight can shift to newer trends. So, XRP's path to 15% might not only be about what XRP does right, but also about other projects stumbling or not living up to their hype. For instance, if some big DeFi platforms implode, we've seen a few scams and crashes, or if another top coin faces regulatory issues, that money might rotate into safer bets like XRP. It's all interconnected. A quick personal note. When I first started accumulating XRP, I did it because I believed in its use case, making global money transfers faster and cheaper. That fundamental value proposition hasn't changed. If anything, it's gotten stronger as Ripple, the company, keeps forging partnerships and expanding its reach. So, $8 or not, I feel confident that XRP has a future in the real world, not just on price charts. That's why I hold on through the ups and downs. I know many of you do too. It's like being fans of a team. There are winning seasons and losing seasons, but you stick with them because you see the potential for the championship. Now, even as a long-term XRP bull, I keep my head on straight with risk management. Hope is not a strategy, as the saying goes. I'm hopeful for $8 and beyond, but I'm prepared for volatility. That means I won't bet my rent money on any outcome, and I have a plan to take profits if we hit certain levels. Trust me, taking a little profit when everyone else is euphoric, it's hard to do in the moment, but you'll thank yourself later. I've learned that the hard way in past cycles. Now, by the way, if you're serious about leveling up your crypto knowledge, I want to invite you to check out our crypto school at 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗱.com. I've put together courses on trading strategies, portfolio building, risk management, all the essential stuff that every crypto investor should know. There's a link in the description, and if you use the code YT50OFF, you'll get 50% off any course as a thank you for being part of this community. Education is the best investment, truly. And don't forget to swing by our Discord community, link below, if you haven't already. It's completely free to join, and it's packed with folks ranging from newbies to seasoned traders. We discuss everything, from breaking news to hidden gem projects to, of course, XRP's latest moves. In fact, it was a question from a Discord member that inspired this entire video. So, yeah, come join the conversation. And maybe your question will spark my next deep exploration. To sum all this up, $8 XRP, if it captures that 15% market share, is a tantalizing possibility. The numbers check out, and history shows XRP once commanded even more of the market. Will it happen again? It's hard to say for sure, but I wouldn't count XRP out. Whether it takes months or years, I'm here for the journey, and I know many of you are too. The ride may be bumpy, but it's never boring. If you found this video insightful or thought-provoking, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's keep navigating this crypto adventure together. Cheers.